What if compound interest will not save you like they promised? What if the legend of effortless money has been overhyped for years? Listen closely, because what you were taught about compounding is completely wrong, and today you will understand why. And towards the end, I'll also give you a step-by-step strategy on the real compounding, not the one they teach you. The first rule is do not lose money. That line is often linked to Warren Buffett. It also hides a hard truth. Most people do not lose because they are lazy. They lose because they try to let money grow before they build the base that money needs to grow on. You have heard the story. Save a little. Put it in an index fund. Wait a few decades. Money will snowball. They point to Buffett and say this is the secret. But look closer and the picture changes. He was not just a saver, he was a builder. He raised capital. He bought control. He used cash flow from businesses to invest. He did not sit and wait for 40 years. He made money move first, then he let compounding take over later. Here is the part nobody wants to say out loud. Compounding is a math trick that multiplies what you already have. It does not create your first pile. If your starting capital is tiny, the curve looks flat for a long time. It is like planting seeds on concrete. You water and wait, but almost nothing grows. Think about 3 parts of compounding. First is your principal. That is the money you start with. Second is your return. That is how fast it grows. Third is time. That is how long you leave it alone. Which one is the boss? It is the principal. Return and time are helpers. They only multiply what is there. If nothing is there, they multiply nothing. To get the money to make compounding work, the secret is to join my free Telegram community with the link in the description, where I will explain a business so powerful that it can make your compounding explode in much less time than you imagine. Let me show you how this plays out. 2 friends both get 10% in a year. One starts with 1,000, the other starts with 100,000. The first earns 100, the second earns 10,000. Same percent. Very different life. This is why compounding is not the great equalizer. It is the great amplifier. Real life also gets in the way. Losses happen. Jobs end. A roof leaks. A child gets sick. You pull money out and the cycle breaks. Markets are not smooth lines. They jump and fall. Fees nibble. Taxes bite. Inflation steals. What looks like 7% on a chart can feel like 2 or 3% in your pocket. Here is another simple fact that trips people. If you lose 50%, you need a 100% gain to get back to even. It is arithmetic, which is more common in the real world today, a 100% win or a 50% drop. Big jumps are rare, big dips happen fast. So if compounding is shaky for most people, what should you do first? You build the base, you grow income, you create cash flow you can control, you make your first pile as large as you can, as early as you can. Then you let compounding do its work. That order matters. Look at how wealthy people actually got there. They did not wait on tiny index gains. They owned things. They charged fees. They borrowed at low cost and invested at higher returns. Buffett did this with other people's money and with insurance float. Cash kept coming in, win or lose, and he could deploy it. That is control. That is leverage used with care. That is not passively waiting on a chart to go up. You may say, fine, but I am not Buffett. I do not run a company. I have a job and bills. I get it. This is why the path is simple, but not always easy. In your 20s and 30s, chase skill before you chase interest rates. Learn rare skills that make people say yes to paying you. Write better, sell better. Code, fix real problems, start small projects, open a service business. Here are some easy to picture examples. A junior designer earns $20,000 this year. They study hard for 6 months and build a solid portfolio. Next year they charge double. That is a 100% jump. Try getting that from a fund. Or take a plumber who works for a company. He starts doing weekend calls for himself. In 1 month he adds 1,000 in profit. He buys a used van. In a year he has steady clients. Now his base is bigger. Now compounding later will matter. Do not forget the cost side. Lowering big fixed costs is like earning a return with no risk. Move to a cheaper place for a year and bank the difference. Refinance high-interest debt. Negotiate your salary. Cancel things you do not use. It is not glamorous, but it builds the pile. Now let us check the risk side. Your number one job is to stay in the game. Avoid big losses that set you back years. Do not put rent money into risky bets. Have a small cushion for shocks. Keep your job while you build your skills. If you invest, use money you can leave alone so you do not break the compounding cycle every time life calls. I want you to see compounding with clear eyes. It is not magic, it is a tool. It works best when it sits on a strong base and when you can survive bad years. It is for steady growers who keep feeding it. It is not a quick fix for small accounts. It is the force that takes you from good to great, not from broke to safe. Let us walk through some numbers. Start with 2,000 and add 200 a month at 7% for 10 years. You end near 35,000. Nice, but not life-changing. Now boost income and add 1,000 a month for 5 years at the same rate. You end near 70,000 even with less time. The difference came from the base you built. Here are concrete steps to make this real. Pick one high-value skill and get serious for 90 days. Track one simple metric each day. Use weekends to build a small product or a small audience. Ask for feedback. Improve fast. Ship small things. Put prices on them. Learn to collect payments. Repeat. Next, create cash flow you can direct. Freelance. Tutor. Edit videos. Do house calls. Import a niche product and resell. Make templates. Offer a simple maintenance plan. Stack small streams until they cover your basics. Once your living costs are covered by these streams, you have room to breathe. Then your long-term investments can stay invested through storms. Also protect your downside. Keep debt light and short. Build a small emergency fund. Insure what can break you. Use low-cost index funds when you do invest. Cut fees. Use tax shelters when you can. Automate so you do not have to rely on willpower every month. Staying in the game beats swinging for home runs. Let us return to Buffett for one last lesson. People say most of his wealth came late because of compounding. That is true if you look at the curve. But the curve sits on a huge base he built early by owning and controlling cash flow. He was already rich before the late surge. Compounding did not make him rich, it made him richer. That is the difference most people miss. So if someone tells you that skipping coffee will make you a millionaire, smile and nod, then go do the real work. Learn. Building sell. Save with purpose. Invest with patience. Avoid big losses. Protect your time. Grow your base. Then let compounding do its job in the background while you live your life in the foreground. I know this message can sting. It means there is no shortcut. But it also means you have power. You do not need to wait 40 years to feel progress. You can see wins this month by changing what you do and how you earn. You can build capital you control. And when you have that, compounding will start to look like the ally everyone promised, not the myth that left you stuck. Take the first step before bedtime, and the first step you could make right now is to like this video. So many more people that are interested on how to grow their compounding will discover this channel. Then join my free Telegram community as soon as possible, because the slots are very limited. Here I'll explain step by step how to start a successful YouTube business without putting your face on the line. I'll give you my strategies on how I make all my channels explode, and to prove to you that it really works, just look at this channel, which is the most obvious proof. If you found value in this video, smash the subscribe button and let me know if you already knew this strategy, and I'll see you soon in the Telegram community. I'll wait for you. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.